Hey everyone, welcome into Siren Records Monterey. It's Fresh Catch Friday, and I missed you last week because I was away, and today I've got some picks of the week for you and a few new releases that came out on vinyl and some reissues, and we can get to it. So let's, as always, we should start out with the picks of the weeks, and this one for me was a kind of an unexpected little surprise, but it turned out to be just a great album. This is Brandi Carlile, and it's in These Silent Days, and it's on the New Electra label. This is her 7th studio album, and she kind of lives this lifestyle in the state of Washington, far enough outside of Seattle where, it's just kind of a very isolated community. So quarantine doesn't really bother her. Being in lockdown doesn't really faze her. But, again, this is an album that, has come from that time period. It's like a real patchwork of Americana. It's got folk, rock, pop, soul. It's all anchored together. But there is the standout lead single that's called Right on Time. And it's just absolutely beautiful. So good. This is a album. It's got this central theme running through it of investigating a life that's built on bumps and imperfections, like, some of her own doing, some beyond her control, making peace with mistakes, moments of loss, anger, frustration. Even during that, it's just like, learning how to let it go. And it's a really very deeply intimate collection, but it's also very accessible, and it's just songs about life without too much of the crybaby theme. And so really good job from Brandi Carlile. This is an excellent record, and we all thoroughly enjoyed it here. It was one of the first records we put on this morning, and everybody was just found it stunning just because it really stood out from the pack. So good for Brandi. Brilliant record. Try that one. The other one that we've got here for you is Neil Young, Carnegie Hall 1970. And this is on the Reprise label. And on December 4th of 1970, he played 2 legendary shows at Carnegie Hall, solo acoustic shows. And then there's 23 songs on this. It's a double LP. And it's been mixed from the original quarter-inch tapes by Neil Young and Nico Bolas. So this is a very early show. It's never been bootlegged and circulated before. And he's doing an official bootleg series, and this is the first in that. He's kind of going through his archives and stuff, but this just has everything you could want on here. And it's the sound is good, and it's absolutely beautiful. So those are my 2 picks for you, and they're good ones. But there's other things that were reissued and came out today. So let's get going on that. The first one up is, let me move my box around here so that I can put them away neatly. This is Christina Aguilera, My Kind of Christmas. Okay, this is on Sony Legacy. This is from the year 2000, and it's been reissued with brand new holographic artwork. Hard to see that, but it is. And it's just classics and originals that she's got there. So I'm just trying to see if there's anything on the sticker that you should know about. But no, that about covers it. It was a pretty popular record for her. And now we're going to start seeing all the Christmas albums coming out now, you guys. It's like you can't really even just get into October. October 1st, boom, literally they're on the doorstep. So buckle up, because we're going to keep on with those. Okay, the next one up, people have been waiting for this. This is Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga, and this is Love for Sale. Now, this is on Interscope, and this is the second time that they've collabed on an LP together. I think the last time was in 2014. It was called Cheek to Cheek. And this is, believe it or not, his 61st and her 7th studio album. Isn't that unbelievable? That guy has been kicking around for a while. But this was recorded between 2018 and 2020. And they're cover versions of various jazz standards by Cole Porter is what this is. It's like, it's really a tribute to Cole Porter, this whole record. But anyway, you can get it on vinyl. You can also get the cassette. And if you move it, we have copies of the CD that have been autographed by Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett. And I've brought out two to show you the variants so you can see they're not stamped. There's, they're definitely legit and signed. And we have like a few of these. So yeah, you got to move it if you want those. But anyway, kind of a nice thing for the collector. All right. And next up, okay, this is Walter Bishop Jr., Keeper of My Soul, and this is on Real Gone Music. This is remastered. He's a keyboardist, and this is the first ever vinyl reissue of this long-lost classic. It's in orange and black is the color variant on this one, too. So this was also one of the early, there was this label, Black Jazz Records, and this was, again, one of the very early pressings that they did when that was a label first getting going. So that's why it's been such a hidden gem for so long. Somebody had to pick it up and reissue it again, and now you can get that, okay? This one is, this is a collab, The Body and Big Brave. This is Leaving None But Small Birds. This is on green vinyl. It's on the Thrill Jockey label. And this is, doom-laden American folk music. There's a lot of, guitar and feedback on this. That kind of stuff. Okay, so if you know of the body, this is it's a limited colored edition, that green, okay? Then we have... Brides of the Black, Blood and Fire. And this is on Icons Creating Evil Art. And it is, they're an artistic collective from Stockholm in Sweden. And, this is just the stuff that they've been working on. It's strange stuff. I mean, I think if you know what it is, you know what it is. But I can't really speak to a lot about it. I don't know a whole lot, but this is right up somebody's alley. I know it. So it's cool stuff. It's artsy stuff. All right, now the Buena Vista Social Club. We just featured that box set the other week. This is the LPs. I think it's 2 LPs in here. It's the 25th anniversary, 2 LPs. This is on the World Circuit label, and it was recorded in just 7 days in 1996 in Havana at the 1950s vintage Egram Studios. This totally contributed to popularizing, Cuba's rich musical heritage. It's a landmark recording of the 20th century, so many people really, really love this. And here it is for you now, 2 LPs instead of the big banging box set, okay? Sorry, don't choke on you. Okay. All right, next up, there's 2 variants on it, and as always, they look the same. It's Chubby and the Gang, and it is Mutts Nuts. So there's a deluxe version with a comic, and there's an orange vinyl version. Let's see, how do you tell them apart? Okay, so the sticker up here will tell you. This one says translucent orange, and then this one up here will tell you it's the limited numbered 3D Mutt edition, and that's the one with the comic. Okay, so this is on the Partisan Records label. They're a West London 5-piece, and they make up musicians from across the board of the constantly thriving UK hardcore scene. There's like a lot of speed and energy in this music, and a mix of like 50s pop sounds, so it's all around that sort of thing. It's interesting stuff, but there's the 2 variants that you can get for yourself if you want that. Okay. Next up, this is Duster, 1975. This is on the Numero label. This is like Y2K prepper rock. It's tracked at home in 1999. It's like slacker, positive dreamscape, layers of clean and then fuzzy guitars and guitars. Like organ and drum machine. The one like nice line that I saw of a description of it I thought was cool was needle down, candles on. It's one of that kind of thing, okay? And this comes to you as regular black vinyl or ghost white vinyl. You can get it either way. Okay. This one, okay, here's Explosions in the Sky. This is Big Bend. It was a soundtrack for public TV. Now, it's on the Temporary Residence label. They're celebrating like their 20th year as a band. And, they're Texans. And so they're very familiar with Big Bend National Park. And public television was doing this documentary. So they had these guys come in and, they're just doing this like atmospheric, music while, the documentary goes on and shows you all the scenery and stuff. And it's like acoustic guitar, slide guitar, strings, piano, bells, drums, that sort of thing. But it goes along. That's the companion piece for the documentary, okay? Then we have Donald Fagen. This is the Nightfly Live. Now, if you remember, Donald Fagen in 1982 came out with the Nightfly. It was a very good album for him. And this is performed live by the Steely Dan Band, performed in its entirety in order, just like the studio album. It was performed in 2019. Now, Walter Becker, who was half of Steely Dan, passed away in 2017. So the other musicians that Fagen and Becker used to perform with, they now just call themselves the Steely Dan Band. It's not really Steely Dan without Walter Becker. So, that's what they're going by. But anyway, it was good. I really thought, this album, The Nightfly, if you got into it, it was a terrific album. And it's kind of interesting to hear it performed live. And like I said, in order, just the way that it is on the studio release. Pretty good stuff. And he sounds like he's in pretty good voice still in 2019. I guess, they're still doing stuff. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so, okay, this is Flying Lotus. And this is Yasuki, and this is on red vinyl on Warp Records. Okay, this is it's an expansive original soundtrack for Netflix's new anime series, Yasuki, and it's the story of feudal Japan's first African samurai, and, you got to follow along like that. But anyway, the music is here, it's on red vinyl, and there you go. Now, the other thing I should mention to you, I haven't got one to show you because it sold out already, and that was Fu Manchu, Action is Go, on green and blue vinyl. I think that was like their fourth studio album, I want to say. Well, anyway, already gone. More will be coming. Relax, it's coming. We'll get some more. Okay, next up, Colleen Green. This is cool. And this is on Hardly Art, which is a label that we really like here. And anyway, she's a singer-songwriter, and she's coming to terms with adulthood because, this is like 5 years later than when her career started. You can see she's kind of a very young girl, and this is sort of a coming of age. It's kind of upbeat, and then it's chill, and then it's weird, but it's a fun listen, and you can also get that on cassette, okay? Oh, this is a nice thing. Speaking of Christmas, here's Vince Guaraldi, a Charlie Brown Christmas. And this is silver foil cover. This is on Craft Recordings. And this is the second best selling jazz title in history. The first is Miles Davis, Kind of Blue, but this is the second best selling one. Everybody loves this record. It's certified 4 times platinum. What is that, quadruple? I think quadruple platinum. Anyway, it's the first time that it's been foiled on a cover like this, that silver. And so, yeah, there it is for you. It's here now. I don't think the vinyl itself is covered. It's just called the silver foil edition. Yeah, but the vinyl is black on that, okay? All right, this is Hockey Dad. It's called Brain Candy. Through BMG Rights Australia. This is the 3rd studio album from this Australian duo. And this, they started off with kind of this surf punk sound. But, as bands, if they can have a little bit of longevity, they just have to kind of learn to move with things, and you can't just keep, screaming about stuff all the time. Well, they're getting into more of a grunge indie kind of groove on this one. Still good, but just, there's growth there. They're doing something different. You just, like I said, you have to keep trying to evolve your sound, because you just can't keep making the same record over and over again. So good for them. They're doing it. Okay. Next up, this is Rudolph Johnson, The Second Coming, and this is all in Real Gone Music. This has also been remastered. This reissue marks only the second time that this 1973 LP has been released on vinyl, and that was. He's a sax player, even though it shows a flute player on the cover. He's a sax man. But this is his second album for that black jazz label we were talking about before. And this also comes to you on orange and black vinyl. And I don't know if it tells us limited to 750 copies and exclusive to indie record stores. That's us. Okay, cool. And then we have Rochelle Jordan, Play with the Changes. And you can get this on black vinyl or clear vinyl. And again, I think you're going to have to refer to the sticker to find out which way you want it. If you happen to wander in the store and you want to get it one way or the other, okay, so you can get black vinyl or clear vinyl. This is on Young Art Records, and this she's an LA-based artist. It's a fusion of like futuristic and old school, like R&B. But there's like sampled 90s pop in there. Vintage UK house and garage and electronica, so it's kind of all over the place, but there you go. Either way. Okay, this is Kiefer. It's called Kicking It Alone. This is on green vinyl. It's on Leaving Records, and this is a reissue from 2017. It's the debut of this this guy. It's real hip hop, but I kind of tethered to jazz. It's a lot of keys and beats is what that's all about. Then we have Ada Leah, One Hand on the Steering, or Leah Ada, I guess, gosh, because that's not really her name. I'm going to say Ada Leah because that's sort of the way. But anyway, it's kind of a lengthy title. It's One Hand on the Steering Wheel and the Other Sewing a Garden. This is on what they're calling wine stain colored vinyl, limited edition of 500. That's the indie exclusive. And it includes a digital download. This is on Saddle Creek Records, just so you know. It's the second LP by this Canadian singer-songwriter. Her name is Alexandra Levy, going under this Ada Leah. Okay. It's a collection of cathartic kind of pop folk songs set in Montreal. The interesting thing, she is Canadian, but it's sort of each song is like a dot on a personal history map in and around that area of Montreal, did I say? Yeah. So anyway, just kind of a cool concept, and it was pretty good, didn't blow me away, but it wasn't bad either, so maybe if you get into it, it might be a grower you gotta really get into and listen to the lyrics. Maybe it's one like that, but anyway, it's a cool record. This is Little Willie John, and this is the complete R&B hit singles on limited Yellow Fever vinyl. Okay, so this is 17 tracks. Now this guy he's got a very gospel kind of tinge to the way that he sings his songs. He was a contemporary of Ray Charles and Sam Cooke, but at the time, he actually died in prison at 30 years old. And had that not happened, and he was able to kind of continue his career, he probably would have been right up there with those guys. He's like really got an amazing voice. So, yeah, that's here for you now. Let me see if I had anything else I wanted to tell you. But just that real kind of, like I said, gospel intensity to his voice that was really, really quite good. Yeah. So there you go. All right, this one, okay, One Republic. It's called Human. It's on Mostly Music Interscope Records. It's the 5th studio album, and it's a return to roots while while being musically progressive, but I have also seen other comments where people have said this is kind of like what it sounds like a rock band losing their edge. So I don't know. You got to listen to it and see what you think. It can go either way. But there you go. It's 13 tracks, and yeah, the jury's still out on that one. All right, this is Park High Gin, Before I Die. There's two ways that this one comes. It comes either on baby blue vinyl or marble pink. It's on Ninja Tune. This is, she's a Los Angeles-based South Korean artist. This is her debut. It's electronic house club dance, Korean rap stuff, a lot of going on. There's some like a kind of a little spate of these female artists that just kind of, they're all over the place. I guess maybe still trying to find their feet, but yeah. So I think again, the label up here was going to tell us this one is the pink marble that I've got here, but then again, also baby blue. So if you come in for that, read the sticker and it'll steer you in the right direction. Okay. This is Duke Pearson, Merry Old Soul. And this is on Blue Note. He's a pianist. This was recorded in 1969, and it's the only Christmas album recorded during Blue Note's classic era. It's all analog, remastered from the original master tapes and pressed on 180 gram. And let me see, anything else we should know about? No, I think that covers it. Blue Note Classic Vinyl Series. But, it's all the kind of classic, pretty secular stuff. I guess Silent Night's on there. That's a little bit religious. But it's like kind of the Jingle Bells, Santa Claus is coming to town, sleigh ride kind of stuff, okay? Then, let's see here. All right, we've got Porcupine Tree Incident on the Transmission label. This was a Grammy-nominated 10th and final Porcupine Tree studio album from 2009. It's British progressive, rock. Stephen Wilson, is the big mastermind behind this. This is a concept album, and it was, sort of something about him in a traffic jam. There was an accident, and he looked over that was like police line incident, and he was taken by the way people were slowing down to be looky-loos and really checking it out. And I think it's sort of written around the core of that concept of how train wreck, you can't look away kind of thing. So that is back and reissued now. The same here, John Prine. This is Fair and Square. It's on green vinyl. This is on 22nd Century. It's a reissue of his 2005 LP. It's a winner of Grammy Award for the Best Contemporary Folk Album at that time. Yeah, okay, 180 gram opaque green vinyl. Includes 4 bonus tracks too. Okay, 40 years of Oh Boy Records. Gosh. There you go. And, okay, this is Runner, Always Repeating. It's on clear vinyl, and this is on Run for Cover. It's their debut for Run for Cover, project of multi-instrumentalist Noah Weinman. This is another one that's just reflections on isolation and anxiety. Another one. Okay. This is Sacrilege, Within the Prophecy. This is on clear purple splatter. It's 2 LPs on Under One Flag. This has been remastered and reissued, and this is Birmingham Doom Metal. They date back to like 1984, though, and they're fronted by female vocalist Tam, which is kind of their thing that's a little more unusual than just your regular hard metal band, I guess. Anyway, it's a limited edition. The color may vary, but it's some kind of purple and clear splatter, I guess, is what they mean. They can't control the splatter, you guys. Okay. This is Sepultura, Sepulquarta. This is indie exclusive. This is 2 LPs on Nuclear Blast. Now, these guys are Latin America's biggest export. They're Brazilian, and this was kind of an interesting thing because Sepultura had finished a record and then they could not go out and tour it, but what they were faced with was just not being able to, do anything during quarantine except, like, again, pick up the guitar, keep playing, keep playing. So they had this kind of interesting idea to do a podcast, and then they would invite friends of theirs. I really don't think that it would be good for me to just sit here and run off the names of their famous friends, because it's all in that heavy metal world, and I don't, I confess I don't really know who these people are. I think you have to be deep in the metal scene to recognize the name checks. But anyway, the interesting thing was they'd have this podcast and they'd have their friends come, and, through that the fans could connect and everything, and they would cover Sepultura songs from the early days all the way through. Anyway, they finally got some of the finest moments here mixed on this record for you. So like I said, it's a lot. It's a double. And it's on black vinyl, 180 gram, but cool idea and a good way to get yourself through lockdown with not losing your mind. So good for them. Instead of making a crybaby album, they just kept rocking. All right, now this is Shad. This is called Tau. It's on blue vinyl, Secret City Records. Okay, this is a Canadian alternative hip-hop artist and broadcaster. And, he uses hip-hop's power to entertain and educate. That's kind of his shtick. This is a deluxe edition. Digital download is also included. And, beloved in Canada. All right, here's some soundtracks. This is the soundtrack to Demon Night, and this is on clear, green, and purple. It's from the 1994 film Real Gone, and this has some cool stuff on it. Filter, Gravediggers, Rollins Band, Sepultura, Megadeth. So it's like a nice collection there. You can get that now. Okay, next up is the soundtrack for Home Alone Christmas. This is on clear red and green vinyl from Real Gone Music as well. And this is the best tracks taken from the first and second Home Alone movies. So you can get that. This one is the new James Bond film, No Time to Die. And Hans Zimmer is the producer. And this is a double picture disc. Now, I can't get in there oh, it's not a double, it's just one. Okay, so there's James Bond on this side, and I guess if we can kind of peek in there, the Bond girl, I guess, is on the inside. So yeah, pictured vinyl disc exclusive. Oh, well, okay. It's two double-sided picture discs, so there are two in here. Is that right? Yeah, there are. Okay, sorry, you guys. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, you can... I don't know what else is in there. It's James Bond, and I can't see because it's taped up on the sides, and I don't want to... That's somebody else's Easter egg to open. But anyway, okay, so, Hans Zimmer has been doing the music for this for a while. Where I lost my place. Okay, it's on Decca. It's the 25th installment in the James Bond franchise, believe it or not. But the cool thing about this is the title track, No Time to Die, is, from Billie Eilish and Phineas and sung by Billie Eilish. So the other interesting thing is Johnny Marr from the Smiths is the featured guitarist on the LP. So that's kind of cool too. And that's available. Okay, then we have, remember we were talking about the Steely Dan band without Walter Becker. It's not really Steely Dan. Well, this is Steely Dan Northeast Corridor. It's Steely Dan Live, 2 LPs through UME, and it's the first live Steely Dan album in over 25 years on 180 gram. And, it's kind of got, there's Kid Charlemagne, Hey 19, Asia, Peg, I'll reeling in the years. Okay, so a lot of Steely Dan hits, but no Walter Becker, which is a shame, but it's live. Okay, now we got Taylor Swift Fearless, and this is Taylor's version. Okay, so this is, it's a lot of, this is the first of 6 planned records of hers that she is re-recording in order to reclaim legal ownership of the music. She's had some of that legal difficulty. So this is, her project to re-record these things. This is on gold vinyl. It's, 3 LPs. Is that right? Gold vinyl. well, there's 27 songs. There's 26 plus a bonus track on here. And anyway, it's like all re-recorded. You know, it's kind of hard with an artist like this because, you know, coming up, I guess a lot of, you know, her fans, that was beloved, but, you know, she sort of got, you know, screwed by a manager or out of her royalties, her rights to her own music. So in order to clap back, she's doing the re-recording. But, you know, you're kind of asking a lot of your fans, I suppose, to now embrace a new version and like forget the old one. I don't know how all that's supposed to work. But anyway, it's here for you now, gold vinyl. And then you got the big chunky cassette box kind of thing here too. You can get that way as well. Okay, then Roger Taylor, Outsea, and this comes on either blue vinyl or black. This is also through UME. This was recorded during lockdown. It's very reflective. It's full of isolation. Gosh, even the cover art sort of indicates that. Highly personal project. This guy, you know, multi-instrumentalist. Everybody, you know, knows him from forever. It's dedicated to all the outsiders that are on the sidelines, don't feel that they fit in. Okay, and then here's the sticker you'd be looking for the limited edition transparent blue. Okay, so you can get black or you can get blue. So, Roger Taylor. Okay. Then we have Various, Join the Ritual. This is kind of a cool record. This is on Jaguar, and it features covers of artists like REM, Slint, Stereolab, Dinosaur Jr., Tracy Chapman, but all by Jaguar artists. And that would be like people like Angel Olsen and Bruce Hornsby, the Cutworms, Spencer Krug, the Besnard Lakes. So it's like just kind of an interesting thing that they just decided to put together. I guess they are honoring artists that they kind of feel like blazed the trail to get Jaguar on the map. But I thought that just seemed like a pretty cool record. Okay. This is Various. There's Trouble Brewing. This is on Bear Family Records, and it is 16 serious rockin' crackers for your Christmas hop. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a hopped up Model A. So Christmas tunes, but this is super old school. It's like Johnny Cash and Chuck Berry and a lot of like real old school stuff. Jack Scott, Alan and the Flames, Billy Briggs, the Davis Sisters. So that kind of stuff. But anyway, old school style Christmas rocking around the tree. Okay. And like I said, these Christmas albums are just going to be pouring in. But that gives you the stack and kind of what's been going on. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I hope you found something that you found intriguing. Please feel free to come in. We're open from 10 till 4 every single day of the week. And we are also online. You can buy from us that way if you feel so inclined. We would love it if you would subscribe to the channel here. You can hit the little subscribe button down below. We would love that. And you can leave us a comment or a thumbs up that you like this, and it helps with that for us as well. So we'll see you next time, and have a great weekend, everybody, and stay safe, and see you later.